Welcome to You Dad Me a Hello. I am our Jenga, along with Monopoly and Candyland here tonight. Thank you guys for joining us on the eve of the great storm of 2022. If you are in the New England area, get your milk and bread for your bread milk sandwiches. It's going to be a big one or nothing at all. But I'm very excited about it. How are you guys feeling?
Good. What are you doing? I feel like I gotta yell over this thing.
You don't. They can hear you.
We're on an extreme sports podcast right now.
That's right.
Let's check in with the live updates.
There's a guy on a snowboard and a guy on a skateboard and they're jumping out of a helicopter and the board. That's all I got.
All right.
I just gave up on that at some point.
That's where you're supposed to fade it out, RJ.
Yeah.
We are doing you what?
That's where you're supposed to fade the music out.
We haven't
they always do it at the beginning.
Yet.
Jeez.
Hey Kevin. But hey, I'm very excited.
We're back.
We are doing something a little different this time around. We are doing board games / card games / not electronic games. And I'm very excited about it. We don't do this normally. We do music, we do TV, we do wrestling at most. So, yeah. How you guys feeling about it today?
It's going to be different.
Yeah.
I feel like, it's usually like facts and... we still got facts. I don't know. It's definitely a definite... What? Oh, see, 2 weeks off and I'm already off my game. You're playing this music. My head's out of the game here. We're rusty. Don't worry, guys. There's an hour left. I'll get through it.
You're in Connecticut and your internet's already going. You just
probably. Most likely.
Well, it's been a couple weeks. We took a couple weeks off. I actually went to a Boston Bruins game last Thursday, which was a lot of fun. And Mike, you did some stuff before that as well.
Yeah, I live in a different house now. We were supposed to record an episode a couple weeks ago, but those plans changed. That's a long story. But I'm in what RJ calls my cedar closet, which is actually a finished basement. But yeah, it's cool. I still have hundreds of boxes to unpack and may build an addition on my house with all the boxes that we have.
But I love how you have all these boxes to unpack, yet you got to the Iron Giant box first.
I did.
Yeah.
I needed some decoration for the background, so I got the Iron Giant. We got Jason Voorhees.
Your wife's like,
I thought it was Buzz Lightyear.
Get all of the silverware out and all this. You're like, no, I need to find my podcast.
He's eating with the Jason Voorhees. And this isn't working.
Hey, this background is very important to all 5 people that are watching right now, okay?
Well, hey, I'm excited you guys are here. I'm excited we're back into it. It's been an interesting new year to start already, but we are going with best board games tonight. A lot of memories, I think, from our past. And so, let's get right into it. We've got...
Let's do it. Jeez.
Here we go.
Uno versus Scrabble. For people who may not remember, Uno is that multicolored number card game in which you have to make pairs or all that, and you have the skip card and the draw two card.
Reverse.
And then the next one is Scrabble, which everybody I think remembers. The word making or word building game back in the day. So, what do y'all like?
Did we establish criteria for what makes one game better than another? Am I overcomplicating this? We're just going by the feels.
I think it's just going to be the feels. Just like what did you even ever
play
these games when you grew up? Yeah, it's
fun.
Good memories.
The level of fun, the good memories. Did you not get pooped on during the game? That's going to be important for people to understand later. That's a call forward, so you guys will understand that later. Those are definitely in my criteria for what I'm going to pick. Ease of the game as well. If the game is way too confusing, I don't want to play it. That's just me.
All
I'm
three
here
of
to
us
have
are
fun.
very,
Not learn.
we're very
Half
simple.
of the games are out of the running for Andy.
It's like Candyland.
Well, I mean, for me, I love both of these games. Uno is a fun game, a quick game to play with the kids. So that is a game that we play quite often. We actually just bought the Harry Potter version of Uno for Christmas for one of the girls. But Scrabble, man, is probably one of the first games I can remember at my house. My mom had this amazing version of it that had the slots for each letter when you put it on the board, so they stuck.
Yeah.
And
That's
she
the
took
deluxe
very
Scrabble.
good care of it. It had like the dictionary with it and all these papers that had all the 3 and 2 letter words you could make that no one's ever heard of. So I think I'm going to go with Scrabble just because that is a game I've been playing since I can remember. It was my mom kept the Scrabble, the nice one, underneath her bed, and we had to ask for permission to use that version instead of the crappy flat one in which the letters would go everywhere if you knocked it.
And the board never laid flat with that one because the corners would always like curl up.
Mhm.
So when you would get to the corner scores, the tiles would keep sliding in. What a mess that was.
I gotta go with Uno on this because just for the fact that you throw down that draw 4 at the right moment and you just ruin the day for somebody.
That's mean.
But it's so fun.
It is.
They think they're about to win. You just drop that in their face.
That's
Balls.
like you have to have more of a poker face when you're holding the draw 4 than when you're actually playing poker, I think. Man, I love playing Uno. My family isn't much of a Scrabble family in this house, but I used to play Scrabble with my Nana all the time. She is a savage with Scrabble. Do not play Scrabble with my Nana if you want to win. But I think I have to go with Scrabble. I enjoy playing it much more. Uno kind of stresses me out a little bit for that very reason. There's always that lingering draw 4. I don't know if I like that very much.
Yeah,
Sorry, Uno.
I like. That was a hard pick because I like playing Scrabble too. Me and Tina, when we first started dating and we were bored, like we would just play Scrabble. My only issue
when
was
you were in your dating phase.
yeah. Well, we dated for so long.
All the way
and
back
then-
to the 1930s when Scrabble was
Yeah.
invented.
But like, I don't have a very wide vocabulary, so it's just,
Spills poop.
just like how many different ways can you spell poops? Just make sure to drop that P on the triple word, and you gotta like write down the score and stuff. I don't got time for that. I just want to play an easy
This is
game.
what I dealt with when we used to bowl back in the day. We could only go to the ones that were computerized. He didn't like to write the scores down each and bowl.
Yeah, here's a guy who yells at me because I have a CD. I'm back in my day.
Did you write on
one
the
of my
CD?
kids? One of my kids today said, so they know about our music. They listen to our music, Andy and I. And my daughter was like, have you like really made it? Like, have you made a CD yet? I was like, I don't think we're gonna do that. She's like, you should try. I was like, well, it's not about trying. It's that nobody has CDs anymore a lot. She goes, well, I mean, you have to make a CD. So she doesn't think we've made it unless we have burned a CD of our songs.
All right. I will take a 10-cent CDR and burn her a copy.
I don't know if I have a computer.
I
out
do.
of the many here that actually.
I have a
make
CD.
CDs, but for
I
CDs.
have a CD thing over here. Just so happens to be sitting next to my desk for no apparent reason.
I got a backup if you need one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I can. How about
We
all
can
three
both
of us
do it.
start making them? We can start, popping those.
We'll
babies
distribute them. That's right.
out.
Just the fucking CDs.
However, I think we have to wait until we remaster all of them and put it out as an album, which I really want to do. I'm actually thinking recently. I know we're going off track. but I want to not only remaster, but I'm thinking about actually re-recording some of the earlier vocals because we're starting to understand how to use the system more and more these days. And I think more of our newer songs just sound more crisp than the older ones. So I think I might go back and actually try to actually revamp some of them a little bit more. But stay tuned, people. But yeah, so that was that. Here we are. We got Cards Against Humanities.
All the humanity.
Apples. Cards Against Humanities. Apples.
Cards Against Humanity, or Apples to Apples. We did combine those two versus the Yahtzees.
The Yahtzees.
We got the Yahtzees.
The Yahtzees.
So, anyways.
So we've got an old
for me,
classic and a modern classic here.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone who doesn't or know Cards Against Humanity yet, just play it once. It's so much fun. It's kind of our generation's new, like you said, new classic game. This will be something that we tell our kids about. I mean, my kids are already playing versions of it. You know, we actually have a couple of Cards Against Humanity games, and I've pulled out a lot of the nasty stuff that's in there, and we've done it. I could have bought Apples to Apples, but whatever. Yeah. But Yahtzee for me, man, I didn't really get into it too much. You know, I played it a couple times. We had it at the house, but it just wasn't my deal.
Yeah, I'm with you. I played Yahtzee, but it's not something that I would go running to. So Cards Against Humanity for me.
I used to play Yahtzee a lot. It's fun, but I do like Cards Against Humanity, especially when you're with friends that have a sick and twisted sense of humor like I do. That game just gets way out of control. I agree with Kevin. It creates interesting situations. I've already had some that I cannot talk about on this podcast where we've had to explain what some of the cards mean to my mother-in-law. Not a fun time. Yeah, so Cards Against Humanity for me, for sure.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry,
Andy, what would you have chosen? Did you say cards too?
Cards Against Humanity, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Cards Against Humanity has been something that all three of us have actually played together and have done versions of Jackbox games, has some versions of Cards Against Humanity as well. For anyone who doesn't understand what we're talking about, essentially, they are situations or questions that you have a number of cards, I think 7, in which they say random things. And so you have to put down a card, and then someone votes on who has the basically funniest answer to that question or that scenario.
And it's the most obscene things that you could think of.
That's true, Trista. Yeah, there are so many cool adult games now. And we say that loosely. It's not, always inappropriate, but
I have plenty. Yeah. I have Bears versus Babies is really good. So good.
Now we got the Exploding Kittens. Actually, it's not really an adult game, but another kind of new game that was really good too. And we actually just bought Don't or Throw the Burrito. I think it is.
Yeah, my old neighbor.
Oh yeah, I got you that. Yeah, let's talk about Yahtzee. Let's talk about Yahtzee. Hey, Jason. So I went ahead and I tried to look up some knockoffs of each game. I found a lot of them, and I wanted to share some funny ones. So Yahtzee, there's a knockoff called, it's creative, Yes 5. So if you own Yes 5, raise your hand.
Sounds like the newest K-pop song.
Probably got it at like the dollar store or something like that, at a flea market. I don't know. I really don't have much to say about Yahtzee. I don't really remember too much about it. I remember just yelling Yahtzee.
Well, you roll the
RJ. You're on mute.
Is muted.
Wait, no. That's the best version of RJ.
You have the little. Now you don't know.
I always you
have a little barrel, and
I thought you were calling Andy a name there for.
Yeah.
No, you roll the dice, and when you get 5, all of the same number, it's a Yahtzee.
Yahtzees.
But then
That
you could
sounds
get
like
small straight, large straight, 4 of a kind, full house. Yeah.
Sounds like a game my mom would like.
It's good. I was just playing it on my Nintendo Switch the other day.
All right. Well,
Okay.
hey, Yahtzee came
I'm
out
old.
way back in 1956
Mm-hmm.
By Hasbro, or actually Milton Bradley originally. But yeah, it is what it is. Cards Against Humanity. Moving on.
Yep.
let's do it.
Yahtzee's a game for rich people.
But yes, 5 is not.
It was invented on a yacht.
Next up, we have Battleship versus The Game of Life. This is a tough one for me. Two of my favorite
Oh.
old school games.
Not for me.
But we have Battleship versus The Game of Life. I am going 100% with The Game of Life.
We play a lot of Battleship in this house because we have, surprise, Star Wars Battleship. And it's electronic. And it has sound effects from the movies. Battleship.
Andy, choose wisely here.
I mean,
Game
Battleship.
of Life is so fun.
Battleship. They made a movie out of.
No, they didn't.
Who has seen that?
That's right.
Um,
Krista is asking the real questions here.
I grew up. I had Battleship. Some people grew up and they had Naval Command. That was the knockoff version.
I feel like that's just what it's called in real life. Is that what it's called? Well, Kevin was on a battleship, so that's a whole different thing. He's not talking about the board game.
So, I mean, you got Battleship. You're going to sink someone's battleship, or you're going to play the Game of Life where you have a car full of kids and crippling debt. And then you're going to play the Game of Life. I'm going with the Game of Life.
Yes.
I'm going with the Game.
The Game of Life.
The
I
worst.
have the Rockstar edition of the Game of Life, and instead of a car, you have a tour bus, and you
A bunch of groupies in the
collecting
backseat.
fans. You do. You collect fans.
Oh my
in your
God.
tour bus.
Who came up with this? Brett Michaels?
It's actually a really cool version. You get to become like a part of the band. So instead of a career, it's jobs. It's singer versus keyboardist.
It's a job at like Starbucks to try to fund your career, but then instead of going forward, you're just slowly moving backwards.
And slower.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I really do enjoy Battleship. It's a fun game.
And then-
I think I did have the electric version for a while where
Yeah, Trista's comments pretty dead on. So you have a tour bus, so you don't actually make money from gigs, only merch. Yeah. And then they offer you a contract, and so you get some money, and then once the record drops, you have to pay it all back. So you just move back.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what's up? What's up?
we
Art?
actually play the Game of Life now on the computer. The kids are loving that. So we actually play the Game of Life 2. It's a little different than the old game board, but it's fun. I like seeing it on the computer. So we've actually been trying to find a lot of classic games like that on the computer. And we play Jackbox together now too. But you can always tell the kids apart because one of them has a hard time spelling. The other one just writes poop a lot. And then the other one writes things specifically about the family. So you know which one's not the house
That's
answer.
not much different than when we play. I'm gonna be
That's
honest
true.
with you.
Yeah. So one thing I don't like about Battleship is super easy to cheat.
Is it really?
Yeah, you can just be like
Or just
B4.
lie. Yeah.
Nope. And then move
Yeah.
your freaking guy.
I mean, that just tells you what kind of friends you have. You got to surround yourself with
Yeah.
better people. They're not going
And
to
then,
lie.
yeah, but then you get to the end and you're like, how am I not? I've literally done all my pieces here, and I don't know.
I'm never
It's like,
never playing Battleship with you. Now that
I was never the cheater. It was always somebody else.
That sounds like you know a
Mhm.
I
lot
swear.
about cheating.
Next up, we've got Candyland versus Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, damn.
I actually have an answer here. Trivial Pursuit for me, it set you up for bar trivia. I love going to bar trivias. Pre-COVID, I was going to Ogie's Trailer Park down in Providence and meeting up with some people and doing the bar trivia. So I love it. So Trivial Pursuit and I just got the Xbox version of Trivial Pursuit, and we play it downstairs with the kids. So that's my answer.
We went to a wrestling show at that place.
That's
Ogie's
true.
Trailer Park.
Yeah, it's good. It's a cool place. Yeah, I mean they're not giving us ad money or anything, but you should go and check them out.
Yeah.
Ogie's Trailer Park. They've got the tater tots. That's it. All right, cool.
You just cut a promo on the spot.
All you said was about their tater tots.
That's what they're known for, is the tater tots.
I'm gonna make it easy. I'm going with Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, definitely Trivial Pursuit. Trista will know there's an inside joke with our family playing Trivial Pursuit where we just had an entire game where every sports question nobody knew the answer, so we just yelled Michael Johnson, and then eventually we got it right when he was in the Olympics back in the 90s. Yep. One time it was right. No joke.
Wow.
One time.
Yeah. There it is.
One time.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Candyland is an okay game to play, but it's a game that you're supposed to play with kids who can't read yet. I mean, it's a quick game.
You just follow directions. You don't have to make any choices. I play this now with my daughter, and it's excruciating. Because the one cool thing is like it's over pretty quickly. But like shut up. You get like towards the end there, and then you get like the poop thing. It looks like a big thing of poop, but it's actually like the mud pit, and you got to go back, or Nana's nut shop, or whatever the hell it's called.
Chocolate something, yeah.
Yeah. You got King Candy.
So I tried to find like fun facts or weird rules about all the games we're talking about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I really couldn't find too much on Candyland, but I did stumble on a message board where someone asked, what are some fun facts about Candyland? And my favorite answers were, Candyland is a not so popular kids game.
Is that a fact?
I guess so. And the other one, Candyland is not real.
Oh, well, listen, so the Toy Industry Association named Candyland as the most popular toy in the U.S. for the 1940s.
It was the only toy in the U.S. in the 1940s.
And it is now in the National Toy Hall of Fame. That's in Rochester, New York, which I didn't know about it. Which I'm gonna have to go take a trip. So this was designed in 1948 by Eleanor Abbott while she was recovering from polio in the hospital, and she invented it, and all the kids loved it. We don't have to worry about that anymore. But hey, she found something to do while she was in there, and came out with this.
Originally,
game.
There were no characters except for the game pieces, and that wasn't until who owns it now? Is it Hasbro? When Hasbro bought it, then they created the characters, which is hard to imagine what the game would be like without all of them. There's
characters such as Queen Frostine and Grandma Nut, and you can go to Candyland Forest or the Gumdrop Mountain. Some fun stuff.
So we went to down in or up in Springfield, Massachusetts. We took the kids to the Springfield museums, and one of the museums is about Springfield history, and Milton Bradley's actually from Springfield. So most of the games that we're talking about that are Milton Bradley associated were actually created right there or brought to life in Springfield, Massachusetts. So they actually, for a while in the museum, had a whole toy display of like larger than life, pieces, and you could see how the games came about and stuff. It was really cool. If you're ever in Springfield, Massachusetts, the Springfield Museums, it's 5 museums one price, and they got like an art museum, a science museum, and all that deal. So it's pretty cool. Man. All right. Well, hey, let's move on. We've got
It's my Halloween costume.
Connect 4 versus Jenga.
Oh,
This
is Jenga.
tough.
No, not for me. It's Jenga all the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I have really bad anxiety.
I'll go with Jenga too. Maybe where it came from. Connect 4 is okay. It's fine. It's what wall checkers. It's
kind of.
Wait, were you playing Connect 4, or were you playing 4 in a row, or Form 4, or Lineup 4, or Inline? Because it's inline.
I got the real game. I got the real game.
I have definitely played some knockoff versions of Connect 4. That is for sure. Mike, what are you gonna?
Oh, I'm just gonna make it easy and say Jenga.
You going Jenga too?
Yeah, I'm going Jenga.
All right. Well, there it is. Jenga beats over Connect 4.
It's
the reason
strategy.
I picked Jenga,
that's about it.
The reason I picked Jenga is because when I tried to find facts or cool stuff about Connect 4, the only results that would come up from Google were facts about the state of Connecticut. So that automatically disqualifies it. I did learn a lot about Connecticut, though.
You want to hear my notes about Connect 4?
Sure.
It says the game was first sold under the Connect 4 trademark by Milton Bradley in February 1974. That's it.
That is a good note. That's a good note.
That is a good note. And I think I got that off of Wikipedia. So
we have adopted 2 cats, and so if you see me consistently doing this, they're running everywhere. So I have 2 cats now, Toby and Wash. There's an orange one and a black and white one.
You should play Jenga with the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's it. Moving on. We've got checkers versus this is not fair. We have checkers versus Monopoly. I'm going Monopoly. I'm actually one of the fans of Monopoly. I enjoy playing Monopoly. When you play it the right way, it's actually not that long. We actually play Monopoly quite often on Xbox as well with the kids. So
yeah, that was going to be my question. Are the electronic versions of Monopoly disqualified from this discussion?
I mean, yeah, I would assume so. But I mean, I like the game enough that I bought the electronic version because I do like the classic game as well. But when you're playing with 3 children, handling money like that is not always the best bet.
The reason I ask is because I don't like the board version, like the regular version of Monopoly. I like speed Monopoly that you can play like in a half hour on the electronic version.
I mean,
no, if you're playing Monopoly, you need to invest your entire day.
Then you're playing it wrong. You need to auction those things off every time you land on it.
That's true, I guess. Does everyone know about that rule? If you land on a spot you don't want to buy, it goes up for auction. Did everyone know that?
Yeah, you're supposed to. As soon as you land on it, if you don't want it, it goes up for auction, and then it gets sold right away. So technically, going around that board every time you land, it gets sold somewhere.
Yeah, Trista's got a good point that I was actually going to bring up. Like, checkers is ancient, like literally ancient. But
like 1200s, right?
3000 BC.
Jesus created checkers.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, it's in Genesis. It happened on the 7th day. It was the day of rest. And he was like, "Hey, let's play a game."
He said, "King me."
Like the dog guy.
And then, he said, "King me." That's right. You stole my joke.
Let's play a game. That's what he said. I've just offended half of the Christians who listen to this podcast.
You've crossed a line, RJ.
Oh, Jesus.
See what I did there?
See what I did? I'm going Monopoly.
It was actually chess because there's kings in chess. All right, moving on. Sorry.
Monopoly.
Monopoly,
but the old school Monopoly. I want to smell the musty cardboard when I play a game.
No way. I just have bad memories of playing Monopoly. I don't think I've ever finished a game of Monopoly without someone just going, "Are we done? Can we be done?" I feel like that's just Monopoly.
It always starts off really well.
Some people who are in it. You got to be in for the long haul.
Well, I didn't know you can set a time limit for Monopoly, and then at the end of the time limit, the person with the most money wins. Like, I didn't even know that was a rule.
No, see, that's not fun. It needs to end in tears, the pieces on the floor, a divorce, something of that nature. No.
Before we punt checkers,
I thought you were trying to say beef. I was like, why do you keep saying beef? I mean, you're just trying to say before. Okay.
I discovered that checkers is what's considered a solved game. So in 2007, after 18 years of research, the game of checkers was solved by a group of scientists. And what it means is that they have figured out how to play a perfect game of checkers where it ends in a stalemate. So there you go.
Listen, just because I don't trust those scientists.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mike, just talk about beef.
Hey. Here we go. Operation versus Clue. Who's the Christian here?
Huh?
Boy.
I guess I should have mentioned that was heavy sarcasm. My joke.
So my son has recently discovered Clue, and we have played it quite a few times recently. But we also have Buzz Lightyear Operation, which is really cool. But I think
I play him with a real body. Heavy sarcasm there too, guys. Just so you know.
That's why I laughed.
Allegedly,
or I helped. I'm gonna go with Clue on this one. I'm gonna go with Clue.
Movie alone. Yeah. The movie. Thank you for bringing that up, Trista. Is classic. It is fun. Along with the game, it's just you can make a movie out of Clue and have it be fun.
Unless you're Andy and you hate it.
That's true.
I didn't hate the movie.
I like Operation too, don't get me wrong.
I didn't like the ending of Clue. That was about it. Yeah.
Why? Because it had multiple endings, and
I was waiting for it to end. I guess by that point, I was like, "Oh, this is good," and then I was like, "Just get it over with now."
That's the joke. They drag it out.
Yeah, they drag it out. I know.
All right. Well, hey, it looks like Clue is moving on.
Clue.
Operation was a great game too. That was the one in which anxiety induced trying to get the liver and stuff out of the person without being shocked to death.
Now, RJ, I feel like you wouldn't be playing Operation. You tend to seem like more a person who played Mr. Surgeon. Is that what you did? That's the Operation? Mr.
Surgeon. I did have a real Operation one.
Why is there not one just called like Procedure?
I have a question. Oops,
you stabbed the dead guy.
Watching us tonight?
Is Trista's husband watching us?
No. I said hot husband.
I don't know.
Wrong, but that's what
I
she
don't
said,
know.
But,
I don't have his number. I can't ask him.
I feel like we need some proof here. But all right, moving on. We've got what?
He's married. Settle down.
Yeah. He is married.
He's doing it. Oh my word!
Oh wait, what was? That's hilarious.
I'll be doing the dishes as soon as we're done with this podcast.
What was this guy's? Was he nicknamed Cavity Sam? Am I reading my notes correctly? The Operation dude.
I read that somewhere, but I don't know where my notes are for that. I have something about a real life operation that the game inspired, and something about attaching.
Yeah, they nicknamed him Cavity Sam.
Yeah, no.
Well, how about the fact that the little device you use was referred to as the electro probe in 1965?
Yes.
So,
I always felt like I was really operating. I like it.
The game originally was
glad
supposed
you don't
to be
really operate then.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially with your anxiety.
Blood.
The game originally was like a Grand Canyon kind of thing, and you used to have to like pick things up out of the Grand Canyon, and then Milton Bradley or Hasbro stole the idea and then made Operation. They literally
I
stole
want to
the
play
idea.
this game again. I haven't played this game in a very long time.
That's good.
But, yeah,
it's fun. Have some drinks first.
See who's got the steady hand.
All right. Next up, we've got Twister versus Pictionary. Twister. I'm going to go Twister. That was the game. It was fun. It was fun. As a little kid, it was fun. As a teenager, it was uncomfortably fun.
Twister makes me uncomfortable. I'm going with
play Twister because
I'm going
you're
with
married
Pictionary
and stuff.
So Pictionary is the one where you draw the picture and they have to guess it, right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yes.
I have to stick to my rules from the beginning here, and I have to go with Pictionary.
Over Twister?
Yep.
What were your rules again?
Not being pooped on in a game.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That usually.
First off, Twister, Springfield, Massachusetts. Milton Bradley, you're welcome. But Pictionary, man. I don't know. I feel like it was boring for me.
How do you make Pictionary boring? It's charades with pictures. How is that boring?
I don't know.
Especially when someone sucks at drawing.
These jackpot games that we play is literally Pictionary a lot of times. We're drawing pictures. You put a butt on it and whatever, and it's funny. Twister. Or you could play Don't Fall Down or Body Balance. Those are two great knockoff games.
The original name was Pretzel.
Yes,
an exclamation point.
So here's my thing with Twister, and why I had to vote it out. So I played this game with my friend, who had a couple of friends over when we were young. I was probably say 10, and we're playing, and there was a red foot blue or left foot blue, and the person in front of me's butt was on my forearm. And before I knew it, I looked down and I saw something brown. And then I looked at my arm and I saw something brown as well on my arm. That's when it hit me. This kid pooped on my arm. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. Sorry, guys, I can't. And that's why I can't vote Twister.
All right. I don't ever want to play Twister with your friends, but
Can't put that comment on the screen.
No, you can't.
We'll just say it sounds like shyster.
So it was an unfortunate event. I was going to make a whole video and make a really funny song out of it. I just failed at time.
Too traumatic for
sure. Let me tell you, 2 weeks before that smell got out of my arm, it was horrific. I say 2 weeks, but mentally forever.
2 weeks since you pooped on me.
Sorry to bring a damper to this.
Versus Cards Against Humanity.
No one liked my bare naked ladies joke.
Sorry.
Cards Against Humanity. I love Scrabble, but I don't play it anymore.
I'm going to go with Cards Against Humanity as well.
Yeah. What about you,
Andy? What would you have chosen?
Probably Cards Against Humanity as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played Spendy Grams and Words with Friends and Skip Across before. But I always preferred playing Scrabble. But again, my vocabulary is not very fast, so I didn't usually win.
You maybe would have won had you used slang, because slang words are acceptable in Scrabble.
There's only so many ways you like of getting letters where you can spell like interesting words. I felt like for me, I'd always like two go. Or I'd be stuck with the you, like a bunch of vowels, and I'd pretty much be done. So that was my fun with Scrabble.
And for anyone that gets mad if they get stuck with a Q, there's 84 words in the English dictionary that include a Q or a U. So no excuses. Go.
I probably know 3 of them.
Yep.
Next up, we've got the game of life versus Trivial Pursuit.
We're just like moving on.
Two really good games, in my opinion. In this case, I am going to go with the game of life. Happens to be one of my favorite games on the list. But Trivial Pursuit, very, very good as well. Sometimes for me, Trivial Pursuit could be a very long game because that's the one where you've got to get all of the triangles, right?
The pie slices.
Or the pie slices.
Yeah.
And that could take some time if you've got 4 or 5 people playing. So game of life.
Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trivial
okay.
Pursuit.
It's on
Trivial Pursuit.
Oh.
And you say it's a long game, but you can actually win the entire game in one turn. If you don't answer any questions incorrectly, you can win an entire game in one turn. So we're just not smart enough.
Not happy about Game of Life ending already, but
I mean, you're basically playing. I mean, it can get really depressing, especially when you're playing as a child, playing the game of life. Going, oh, this sucks. Is this what life's going to be? I got to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be a doctor anymore. Now I gotta be something else for like some crap salary.
And the game of life isn't real, because in the game of life, when you run out of tiles, you can take them from those who have retired at the millionaire estates. If I could take things from millionaires in real life, I wouldn't be. Am I what?
Are you saying on this podcast that you want to steal from retirees to
only the rich ones?
They're just sitting there in their rooms.
It's true, with all their money doing nothing. They're just
wow, Timothy, my word. What did you do growing up? You never what?
Sonic
need to have a game
Sonic the
night
Hedgehog
this week.
Well, he was saying Catan. Is that a game? Yeah. He said Catan. Yeah. I thought it was about Chris Catan.
No, Catan is a. I think it's Catan. Is it Catan?
Catan.
Settlers of
Catan or something.
That's a good one.
It's a role-playing game. If I can, speak on that. Jesse knows more about that than I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, moving on. We got Jenga and Monopoly.
Oh, shiitake.
Oh boy.
Trouble. Sorry, those are good games.
I think
Monopoly for me. Monopoly.
You going Monopoly?
I am.
I was gonna go the other way and pick Jenga.
All right. Well, then that leaves just Mr. Andy here.
You've just been called a big word.
Oh man. See, now Jenga, I've definitely played the knockoffs. I've played Jumbling Tower, Full Tie, Raise Your Game, and Natural Wooden Tower. That's my favorite one.
Is that like the Amazon version? What is that?
They couldn't come up with a name. What about Natural Wooden Tower? Oh God, I hope that person got fired. God, this is tough. This is a tough one. Oh no.
Natural Wooden Tower is the meme where they try to come up with new ideas and then the last guy gets thrown out the window.
Yeah.
How about Natural Wooden Tower?
Oh man. I hope they got a promotion. Oh no.
Oh.
My apologies. He's scusi.
Andy, you're
Canadian
literally the
version.
only one on the screen right now. You need to choose Jenga or Monopoly.
Do I? Can we just end it right here?
I'm now going to make your full screen. Here you go. It's only you.
You've monopolized the screen.
This is a tough one. This is literally like two of my favorite games. I'm going Monopoly.
Oh man!
All right.
How dare
You
you?
don't have to play the music,
pick out
man.
natural wooden tower.
Listen, I played Jumbling Tower on break for like a year straight. And one of the stores that I would go to would make sure that we had like 4 or 5 people every time and we would play. And I'm pretty good. Like, I don't know how I'm so bad at operation, but Jenga for some reason or Jumbling Tower, I'm pretty damn good at this game. I think it's because I have to hold something. I don't know. But like Jenga, you just kind of like push.
Moving on.
Please don't point
I
at
gotta go
me.
Monopoly. You don't want to talk about Jenga. You don't want to talk about how like that game is fun. Like, this was a really tough choice.
Jenga
obviously
is
by
fun,
my-
and somebody mentioned it earlier, but the really large one where you've got the the bars that are this big, and if it hits someone, they're getting knocked out.
Yeah.
And they always put it
Super
with
fun.
drunk people. Fun stuff. It's fun to watch. It's good. Well, next up and last, actually, we have Clue versus Twister. Easy one for me. Clue for sure.
Clue. Yeah, Clue.
Wait, Twister won? Pictionary won. I voted for Pictionary.
Well, I still
What
would
did you
have
vote
picked Clue,
for?
so I still would have picked Clue.
I voted for Twister. Did 2 people vote for Pictionary?
I voted for Pictionary.
I
Mike,
voted
what
for
did you vote
Pictionary
for?
as well.
Oh, my bad. All right,
RJ,
hold on.
RJ, you're about to be
Hold on.
replaced on this.
It's back. It's back. Look, Pictionary. Is it Clue or Pictionary, guys?
It's still Clue.
It's Clue either way. No,
Guys, I
RJ.
can't do everything.
you
Yeah,
can
but
listen.
I can't
Put the
edit
right-
that spreadsheet. You are editing. You are editing the bracket. We can't do that.
I mean, you could. You just have to share the screen from your end. It's not that hard.
Yeah, but Andy doesn't
Oh,
know how to do
gosh.
that, so I don't either.
That's true.
Sorry.
You can't say that.
So
You have multiple screens. Andy's just on his Windows
true.
95 tablet.
It's true.
no, I got 2 screens here.
Oh, okay. Look at you stealing the
Fancy.
work computer.
No, I got my monitor up here.
Pictionary.
Pictionary. The only cool thing is Telestrations was apparently the knockoff.
Telestrations is great, actually. No, it's not even a knockoff. It's like a whole different game. It's great.
Hold on. I had a great Twister story, but please put up Timothy's comment as well. Did I play Twister with you?
Timothy pooped on your arm.
It's quite. Timothy, did you poop on my arm? I don't know who this kid was. He was a phantom pooper.
So Pictionary was so popular that in 1988 it was at an all-time height of popularity. Stores were super low on inventory. There was actually a fist fight over the last copy of the game in a California Target. Also one was stolen from a shopping cart in Minneapolis. So apparently Pictionary was very popular.
In 2001, Pictionary was sold to Mattel. At that time, they were in 60 countries, 45 languages, 11 versions just in the US, and 32 million games sold worldwide. So, yeah, so pretty popular. RJ apparently is gone. We tormented him so bad about him not moving on the right picks. This is 2 weeks in a row, or 2 episodes in a row, I believe. No, horror movies was the last time.
Yeah.
Not that I'm keeping track or anything, but
No.
one more time, he's getting replaced. So if anybody who's listening wants to be a permanent fixture of this podcast, please, we're taking applications.
You could just be a talking head like us. You don't even have to show up. We could just put
Either-
your face on the screen.
Either RJ is going through like a really bad coughing fit right now, or one of his cats is like attacking his computer. Let's see.
I went to the
Nice.
bathroom and I have my Bluetooth headset on. I can hear you the entire time.
That's good because I would say it while you're here too.
Guys,
say it to
you
your
expect
face.
me to? I'm an old man. You expect me to sit through an hour podcast without going?
It's 50 minutes of this.
At
I
least
got up.
twice. Well, hey,
Whatever.
here we are, guys.
Did you
We're
listen
in
to
the
a
top
CD while you
four.
were in the bathroom?
We've got Cards Against Humanity,
CDs.
Apples, Trivial Pursuit, Monopoly, and Clue. Are you guys surprised by any of the top four here?
No. I like this top four.
Yeah, I thought Jenga would be in there, but I think because of the bad positioning of where Jenga was.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
I think it's a solid top four. Are we going to go into our next segment, or are we going to go through the next go through the semifinals?
No, it is dad joke time. I hit the video too soon, so I didn't get to answer you. But,
no.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
We'll play some forts first.
Sorry, did it again. Actually, I just realized I took out the dad jokes overlay by accident. Oh no, there it is. Found it.
There it is.
Hey, there we
It's
are.
now time for sure.
All right.
Mike, what's the score here?
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Wait, our fans tonight, our viewers are extremely mean tonight. They just don't.
Look, man, you put
They're
yourself
here.
out there. You need to expect. You need to expect to get made fun of at least once per show.
I got called a name I don't even know.
A
from
troglodyte,
who obviously plays role-playing games anyway.
And Scrabble. He must be good at Scrabble.
RJ's getting so. It's okay, RJ.
No,
it's okay. We should play some of the soothing music for you.
I mean, how much? First off, how much more professional are these dice right here? Oh, sorry, these dice right here. This is a good background right here.
Oh,
on the screen. I was like, in your house?
I thought you were.
I was doing this.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you were calling Andy and I.
No, these are
dice.
another D word, but not die.
Yeah.
Not die.
My mind is blown. What's the score for dad jokes?
All right. Anyways, so after the last episode, Andy's in first place with 8 points. I am in second place with 7 points. RJ is in third place with 6 points.
Nice.
All right. So, Andy, you're at the top left here. Looks like you're going.
All right. There's one joke that you guys told me I shouldn't say, so I'll keep that for. So what's the? I need to know who I'm playing to here.
Me.
I would assume Mike.
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah, me first.
Hey, Mike. What happens when you eat aluminum foil? You sheet metal.
That's a good one. All right, I like that one. All right. I'll keep with the materials here. Okay. I bought a wooden car last week. Wooden engine, wooden doors, wooden wheels, wooden seats. I put the wooden key in the wooden ignition. Wouldn't start.
I have heard that many times, but your delivery was very funny.
Okay.
I am gonna go with the wooden one.
All right.
You just don't want me to win.
That is untrue. I do like your sheet metal as well. It's just
You're full of
the
sheet.
wooden one. He put a lot of.
All right. I
gotta save that other one. Then.
Timothy. We share our love of Emery though, so you're still one of my favorites.
It's true. And he called you a presumptuous Piccadilly.
All right, who's going next?
Oh, it's me again. I'm gonna keep with the car theme here. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You guys seem to like car jokes.
Didn't know we had a car theme today.
Yeah, well, I do today.
Right.
I purchased a new car at the dealership. Unfortunately for me, the reverse gear doesn't work, but there's no going back now.
Nice.
That's good.
Man. Oh wow. Okay. What's the difference between a cranky 2-year-old and a duckling? One is a whiny toddler, and the other is a tiny waddler.
All right. I'm gonna give that one to RJ.
Oh man, I wasted my reverse joke. Okay.
I did laugh at that one a lot, though, Mike. I thought
That was good.
going.
I like it.
That's good.
All right, that's
All
you
right.
again, RJ.
So a dad said to his son, "Do you want to hear a really good Batman impression?" And the son says, "Go on, then." And dad says, "No, not the kryptonite." The son says, "That's Superman." And dad says, "Thanks. I've been practicing a lot."
Mm-hmm. I knew that one. Oh man, did you guys hear the news? Yeah, I don't think you guys heard about it, but Aladdin has been banned from the Magic Carpet Race. Yeah, apparently he's been using performance-enhancing rugs.
Oh, those are both good. Those are both
That's
good.
Superman.
That was Superman. They're both. Those jokes are really dumb. Oh man. That's Superman. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Performance-enhancing rugs.
Performance-enhancing
rugs.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's
I
top
get it.
of the Hall of Fame. They won't put people in.
I feel like we missed an opportunity to have music on in the background, but
I should have been
late
with
now.
my inappropriate joke.
But anyways, moving on.
I'm hitting you with
All right.
some really bad words next time.
We're done. We're done with dad jokes.
That's what we want. That's what we expect.
They are absolutely terrible.
So what's the score now? Where have we left off?
Tied at 8 points.
Wait, I missed all of that.
We're all tied. We're all tied up at 8 points.
Oh, we're back to tied? Oh,
back to
okay.
tied.
Damn.
3-way tie. All right. Well, hey, let's get back into it. We are almost done here with our top board games of all time. We are in the top 4 here in my slightly to the left chart here. Cards Against Humanity, Monopoly. Please no slightly to the left jokes, please, Andy. Trivial Pursuit and Clue. Let's start with Cards Against Humanity versus Trivial Pursuit.
Let's.
My wife just texted me saying sorry about the Aladdin dud because she told me to go with that one.
No,
I actually I did like it. I did like it.
I didn't hate that joke. It was. It's one I haven't heard before, but
that's true.
Superman.
Thanks. I thought about it a lot and didn't come up with it at all. I just looked at it on his website.
It just wasn't funny.
I do have an extra one that I'll save for next week. I was about to use it and I just didn't. Anyways, Cards Against Humanity versus Trivial Pursuit. I'm gonna go with Cards Against Humanity. It's just a game that you can play with pretty much anyone. Whenever we have friends over, it's just a go-to game to play. So yeah.
I have more fun playing Cards Against Humanity. Trivial Pursuit makes me feel stupid for some reason. But when I watch Jeopardy, I feel really smart sometimes. So I don't understand. What were you going to say, Andy?
I was going to say, let's not forget that we're also considering apples to apples as kind of like
we are
part of it too, because one's like a kid's version, one's an adult version. So, excuse me.
Still
so
good.
Either way, Cards is moving on.
Oh, I thought that was a segue into like some knockoff version of Apples to Apples.
No, I'm saving that, but I don't think I have one.
Oh, okay. Well, I just spoiled it then.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry.
I'm
so what's going on? Trivial Pursuit?
I'm going with Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. I mean, that was a toss-up for me because I feel like useless information I do really well at, especially when like I play Trivial Pursuit like 90s, early 2000s. Like that's the stuff I know a lot about. Like if you're asking me about stuff that's happening today in pop culture, this is why we do this podcast, right? Because I don't know anything that's happening currently. Who's the baby? So I don't know. Trivial Pursuit, it was fun. You definitely had to use your brain, so I could see like why people wouldn't like it, because if you're looking to play a game, you're not wanting to really stress out over remembering things. But it's fun when you get enough people. But yeah, it could definitely be a long game if like there's some questions on there you have no clue, or a topic that you have no idea about, and you're just like, wow, I don't know anything about this, and you just go lose. It's like when you go to a game night.
Consuming alcohol and playing Trivial Pursuit does not make Trivial Pursuit more fun. It just makes it take longer.
I'll take your word for that one.
All right. Well, hey, we're here, top 4. We are now down to Monopoly versus Clue in the semifinals. This is a hard one because I think they're classic games in my household, Monopoly and Clue. Where are we?
Monopoly for me.
I'm going with Clue.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate Monopoly, but I still play Clue.
So this is tough. I mean, I haven't played a lot of Clue lately with the kids.
But have you played Murder Mystery Mansion or Mystery Game?
I have not played either of those.
Are these actual knockoffs, or are these like...
Those are actual knockoffs. That'd be funny. I don't know the names of the people though. So like imagine like Professor Plum, it's like Teacher Purple or something. And Instructor Blue.
I'm gonna go with Monopoly.
Oh man, I did not think you're gonna do that. I didn't play Clue a lot. I didn't play Clue a lot growing up. We had the game, but I couldn't tell you really how to play the game now. Like I understand the objective of it, but like I couldn't tell you the rules right now.
The objective is basically the rules.
Yeah, but like, do you just guess at any time? Like you always had to like move around in different rooms, right?
Yeah, you go to a room. Yeah, you go into a room and then you make your guess.
You have to go to the room.
How do you get to the room?
The murder happened.
Dice. There's squares on the board.
So you just guess the entire game?
Well, yes and no. There's a strategy to it because people pay attention to your guesses, and then if your guess was not correct, then that eliminates some of the options for the other players. And he still doesn't understand the game. Look, man, it's fun, okay?
I'd rather see destruction during a game like Monopoly, where relationships crumble.
Either one of these games could ruin a relationship.
All right, well, here we are, guys. We're in the top 2, the finals, as they would call them. Cards Against Humanity versus Monopoly. This is a battle of new generation versus old generation. New classic versus old classic. Where are we, guys? Cards Against Humanity versus Monopoly. This is the greatest game of all time.
As determined by us three schmucks.
By 3 dads.
Yeah. I want to talk about pros versus cons of each. I think that's going to help me
we can do that.
Name the winners. So apples to apples, pros, like all age levels. Like if you want to play this with your kids, or it's totally appropriate. Cards Against Humanity, you play with kids, you're probably going to prison. Cards Against Humanity, if you have the right group of friends, can be a really fun game to play. If you play it with people you do not know, people you work with, or people who just might not get the type of game you're playing, it's going to be a long night for you. The other thing with Cards Against Humanity that's a con is it's been criticized a lot because of some of the language and jokes that are
Content.
used in there. The content, yeah. There's definitely some things that, even for me, I'm like, that's pretty rough. Especially in today's climate. So, like I said, you got to play with the right people and the right mind frame to know, like, whatever's put in front of me, I cannot be offended by this, which can be hard to do.
I agree.
Yeah. So what do you guys have to say about Cards Against Humanity?
I got introduced to this in the last probably like 6 years or so, 5 years, and it's just a go-to game for almost all of my friends. I mean, we all have copies of it or bigger versions. I know there's like a big black box version which has like a ton in there, and it's just a game that we can play every time we're together, and it's always funny.
Yeah, it's almost like you said, the go-to game. Like, we have friends over, we do cookouts. We always bust that out somehow. At some point during the day, that's the game that comes out every single time. Are you just laughing at RJ dying in the corner down here?
I am. We can all see each other at the bottom of the screen, and RJ is like hacking up.
Dude, we got 2 cats, and I'm allergic to them.
Oh,
and
perfect.
Why would you
Great
get
choice.
cats then?
Because I get used to them over time. It's
Oh my God.
It's just they're literally spending most of their time on the second floor with us, and so I've just been draining, and it makes me cough.
I have tears running down my face. It shouldn't be that funny, but Mike's like trying to really trying to explain something.
I was trying to focus.
I was gonna go. Ha, ha, ha. Oh shoot!
Anyway,
my
yeah,
tears.
Cards Against Humanity is great. Yeah,
Cheeks hurt.
Apples to Apples is good too. There's a version called Rotten Apples that you can play that, kind of.
I have the game of no decency.
All
right.
What was the other one we're talking about?
Monopoly. We're talking about Monopoly as well. Monopoly is fun. The kids really like playing it, but we play it on the Xbox, not too much on the board game. I'm not sure my kids would really be as into it if it was on the board game, but I mean, Monopoly's classic, man. I've been playing that since I can remember.
Since 1903.
Back in World War II, there were special edition versions of Monopoly that they used to help the POWs find their way out. They used to put maps and compasses and like tools and stuff inside the boxes for prisoner of war, which is kind of cool.
Here's my pros and cons with Monopoly. Cons, it's gonna lead to some fighting, for sure, always. Also, it can take a long time. Like Mike, you said that you can do a time limit on there, but if you don't play that version, like it's an all day event. The positive of Monopoly is, I guess, like the beginning of it, like you're trying to, acquire these, these places and buildings or whatever, and that starts to be the fun part. It's also really fun when you win, and you like, even if you're not the type of person to rub it in people's faces, I feel like with Monopoly, you don't have to say anything, and it's automatically like anger and frustration towards you. And it's like it's a power trip a little bit. It's kind of nice. It's like,
it's because you just played a board game for like 4.5 hours and then you lost.
Yeah,
that sounds
terrible. You just landed on Park Place with hotels. Give me all your money. Sorry, Grandma. And she gets mad and leaves the family. Well,
here we are, guys. We got Cards Against Humanity versus Monopoly. We are here. This is it. This is it.
This is it.
What are we picking here? I'm gonna go with Cards Against Humanity.
I'm going to go with Monopoly.
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, Cards Against Humanity is the winner. Here we go. Cards Against Humanity.
Was there supposed to be something?
Yeah. I was shouting hooray.
So this is the time where you don't accidentally put Monopoly down as a winner?
No.
I didn't put the winner down yet. Can't do everything.
I did put the winner down.
Here it is. Oh,
Hey.
wait, hold on. Gotta get rid of the comment. There it is.
Yeah.
Cards
Hey.
Against Humanity.
Hey, apples. This is the most millennial apple.
Yeah, I actually didn't think Cards Against Humanity was going to make it that far, but
Oh my god,
I think it was up against some stinkers. I think it had a little bit of a handicap there at the beginning, to be honest with you.
You know what would have been interesting is Cards Against Humanity versus Jenga.
Why?
Because Jenga's up, I mean. Like,
Oh, okay.
I had a tough time between Jenga and Monopoly.
I thought there was a joke there. I'm sorry.
No joke, my friend. No joke.
No joke.
No joke.
Did we really have
Hey,
other games like we were
what
considering?
are some games that we didn't?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Yeah. Sorry. I think is
No worries, man. No worries.
Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't make it. How did that not make it?
Not all three of us voted.
Don't
Well,
what's
I
it?
feel like that's
Don't
your
Wake
fault.
Daddy. What's that?
Oh, I forgot about.
Oh, I
that
remember
game.
that. What is that? I know that.
He was in
Don't
the
Wake Daddy.
He was in the bed,
Don't-
right? And then he would sit up like the Undertaker, like if you.
You go. Oh my back.
I wanted Don't Break the Ice, man. When you used to have to hit
That's pretty
the
good.
little ice cubes there.
Yeah.
That's a good
And
What
one.
wasn't
about
there one with like marbles on a wet napkin?
Yeah,
That was
but
probably
I
a
don't know what
knockoff
that was
version.
called.
It was just called Marbles on a Wet Napkin.
You had to use your own Kleenex to play the game.
You're like, Mom, I want to play a new game. Like, here, play Marbles with a wet napkin. And you're like, oh
Does anyone know what I'm talking about? It was like these
Yeah,
little
no.
marbles that used to fall onto your wet napkin, and if you fell through, then you lost.
yeah. You just made that
I
game
don't
up.
understand- I don't understand how Ticket to Ride didn't make it on here. Ticket
Well,
to Ride is
no.
one of
Well,
my
that is-
kids' favorite
Hold
games
on.
right now.
Hold on. We're talking about marbles, and Kerplunk didn't make it on the list.
Kerplunk. Yeah.
Mousetrap.
Yeah,
Actually, Mousetrap didn't make it because it took you longer to set up the game than it did to play it.
Yeah.
What-
That's my argument with it. But
What about Gooey Louie, where you literally had to pick boogers out of this thing, and if you picked the log one, its brain would pop out of his head.
Yeah, it's a
That
good
was a
one.
fun game. Yeah.
but has anyone else played Ticket to Ride here?
No.
Ticket to Ride is where you have to form
The Beatles. You have to
train
form the Beatles.
routes from different parts of the country, and so the longer train routes that you connect from city to city, the more points you get. It's actually a really cool game.
You had to form the Beatles, and one of you was secretly Yoko Ono, and you had to break them up.
You had to derail the train.
Oh man, well hey, another episode in which we made a lot of people upset and have crowned Cards Against Humanity as
Perfection.
one of the
Yeah.
greatest
Okay.
card games or board games of all time. We will probably revisit games and maybe go into electronic games at some point or video games. But for this one,
Oregon Trail.
non-electronic. Oregon Trail.
He was dying of dysentery.
Sim Town. Anybody remember Sim Town?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a younger version of Sim City.
Mm-hmm.
Sim City.
Roller
Hey, what are we
coaster
doing
type
next
game.
week?
Next week, we have a fun one, actually. I'm very excited about this, and I think the audience will be as well. We have the best songs of the 1960s.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. We have finally come up with the top 16. It took a while. We actually had about 22 that we decided on all together. And we have everything from the 1960 to all the way to 1969. Throw them
That's
out
the
there.
60s, RJ. Yeah. I mean, if you said 1960 to like 1984, that would have been the 60s. So.
There's like a whole
I just
decade.
mean
that
we
we're
are,
covering.
yeah, we're just picking all of the years. Whatever, it's fine.
And it's songs. It has music. It has like like music, instrumental, and people singing. Usually, it's in a song, and it's at a length of time, and it was played on like radio and live and stuff like that. That's music.
I hate you. So this is the best song.